So here it is, less than 48 hours after I recorded my initial reaction to the studio photos of the Orion Battler, and I'm still wearing the same shirt. Hmm. So, anyways, it's actually Toku Nation this time that dropped the official toy photos. So, here it is, September 29th, 2017. Let's get into it. This is what I've been waiting for. Hopefully, they've got their Ultra Zord or Ultra combination, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully, they've got that in here. I'm just worried about the suckitude. Really, that's the thing that concerns me most. Is the suckitude. Because the suckitude is strong with this one right now. So, I. It there's a possibility it could be motorized, but I would not be surprised if it was motorized. Or I would not be surprised if it wasn't motorized. It's just too blocky to be doing that. I just hope it's interesting. So, right here and now will be the determination of whether or not I get this thing. So, here we go. Thanks to Bandai Japan, we now have official images of the upcoming Orion Battler and Orion Voyager toys. Aren't those the same things, by the way? Oh, yeah, they are. This may be the final mecha of the popular Uchu Sentai KyuRanger series, and the Orion Battler allows for a number of your Voyagers to connect to form various exciting modes. This remains to be seen. The Orion Battler has a total of 4 different modes: carrier, robot, ultra, and bazooka, I'm guessing. God, I hope the bazooka doesn't count as one of them. I really, really do. As well as lights and sound from the KyuRangers. Well, all the others had lights, so yeah, I guess the right shoulder's probably. It's going to be just the right shoulder, maybe the rocket engine, so that the head the crown can light up. The release date is October 7th and will retail at a suggested price of 12,000 yen, so it's going to be $120 roughly. Click title of the story to check out all the pictures. I'm not going to click the story. The feet do not move. Fuck me, the feet don't move. What the fuck? The feet don't move. It's worse than I thought. The feet don't move. I went through this whole thing of saying, well, they pivot or whatever it is. No, they just. They're probably doing that whole thing where, well, it flies in space, so it doesn't need feet, so it just has rocket engines on the bottom. That's probably what they're doing. God damn it, Plex. Yeah, Bandai too. Oh, we have to get that hip splay in there. Oh, that's really important. Whoa. The left shoulder has articulation. There's an arrow. There's a very obvious arrow sitting right there. So, why couldn't they have the feet fold out? Unless, and I seriously doubt it at this point, the feet were mistransformed. I'd say that we've got this super BDSM fashion gone to hell high heels thing. That's pretty damn bad. That's pretty bad. Ah, I was right. No motorized action, but there is lights and sound apparently. Possible waist articulation. There might be enough space under the midriff or under the upper torso. There might be articulation there. I'm not certain, or maybe it's just a telescoping thing. It's hard to tell. Wow, those wheels are huge. So either this toy is going to be smallish, which would be unusual for a carrier, or it's going to be really big and they're going to be big wheels. Two Qtamas, no surprise there. I'm guessing SE, the one on the right, the silver one on the right, is probably the Kojishi. And the gold Qtama, which is 13, which is the Orion itself. And SP special. All right. Wait a minute. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 13. Right. Because they probably snuck the lion in there somewhere. I don't see it. And the carrier. There's that stupid little cockpit thing I was talking about earlier. It's funny because it's pointless. So if okay, so if it's a giant flying carrier, why does it need tractor treads? Anyone? They'll take the time and effort to split the legs, but they won't take the time to articulate the feet, which it very much needs. Which it very much needs. But oh, we have to have tractor treads. Whoa. We can't afford to have the space to have those arms somehow fold away. You know, we can't. We don't have time for that. What the shit? How do those store? They don't even lock into the Qtama ports. How are they doing this? Because the Qtamas have been removed. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. The way they're sorted to go, well, they can only go here, they can only go here. I wonder why. What are they snapping onto? Or are they just kind of fit in the hole or set in the hole and that's it? And you know, if you were to turn the Orion Battler upside down or the Orion Voyager upside down, they just fall out. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not certain. Oh god. Oh god. So the Orion Bazooka is a part of the thing. And it also explains why the Washi Voyager, which ironically I don't have easy access to, explains why it has that clip on the bottom, you know, which none of the others have. You know, I said it a number of months ago when I got the Tenbin and Hibitsukai Voyagers, and the Washi Voyager as well. The legs can pop off. I wondered if they were for safety reasons or if they were part of a transformation. If it was strictly for safety reasons, I would be really, really pissed. So here it is. It looks like they're just kneeling on it. You know what? Stop being lazy, dude. Stop being lazy. You have it for a reason. Fucking pull it out and use it. How do they attach? They probably would just sit on the frame and that's it. There's no obvious connection points. This, by the way, is how I'm going to be storing it. This was what I said about the if you watch the unboxing that I did for the Kerberos Voyager. I said, you know, the main reason I got this is because these were just sitting off to the side, taking up space. When you set them down individually, they take up space. So this is actually an inconvenient space saver because, you know, you had to buy this thing, but it saves space by having these all stack up. Anyways, yeah, the feet, or I'm sorry, they pop off at kind of under the lower torso. Again, Ava, lazy. There we go. So yeah, see the legs do come off at the waist, although for whatever reason the underwear gets left behind, which is weird. Whatever. So, judging by this one photo alone, it looks like this is a safety feature. Why? I don't know. It's not like any Super Sentai Robo toy ever has done that for safety reasons only. I hesitate to say it's for safety reasons, but then again, why else would they include it? Because stupid. So apparently the bazooka is a thing. You know what really sucks for me? I mean, like, really sucks is that from what I could tell, there are no handles. They're kind of doing the Ika Tenku Buster from Shinkenger, where you just place the what was the it wasn't Super Shinken O, it was Daikai Shinken O. At least I think it was Daikai Shinken O. I could be totally wrong. But the Daikai Shinken O just stands behind the Ika Tenku Buster, and that's it. There's no handles. There's no grip. There's no nothing. You just bump in plastic together, and that's it. There was no handles, and it was quite this. It's a spirit buster. Ooh. Well, they're doing exactly the same thing here. So if you don't look at the instructions, and I'm not planning to anytime soon, you could easily wait. I thought maybe that prominent tower thingy, whatever it is somehow attached to. Yeah, it's probably attached to the little zero friction nipples on the Curino. I thought it might have done that. At least that would have implied something was connected together. But no, they're just standing behind it. Just it's stupid. It's stupid. What the hell? Okay. N- Not stupid necessarily, but interesting. The reason in those previous photos why none of the regular Voyagers have their Q-Tamas attached to them is because you attach the Q-Tama to that tower thingy in the back that I was just talking about. And like a crane, it just attaches it into position. Not that they ever did that previously in the entire show, implying that the Q-Tamas actually separate from them, and when they're stored in the thing like that. On the contrary, they're not. Well, no, that's not true. You just never saw it because the Q-Tamas just kind of pop out of nowhere when they signal it, so, or when they call for it. So that's what say the go is for on this. So. If that had been a more prominent thing in the show beforehand, I might have appreciated it more. But it is interesting. I'm not going to lie about that. It's just, again, the amount of things that we lost and are neglected on this thing in order to get to that point, in order to get that gimmick. That's where I'm disappointed. How do the Q-Tom is actually attached to that thing? I don't know. It doesn't say show yet. Okay, well, I'm looking back at that main, the Orion Battler itself. There's very much an arrow pointing down on the left side. So maybe the arm does separate, and the ranting and the raving. Oh, look, the hand has a hole that's been filled in. Yay! So maybe all the ranting that I did earlier might be unjustified. The Kojishi Voyagers again not pictured. Again, it's not pictured. We may not. This may not be all of the photos. And again, the Kojishi Voyager doesn't necessarily come out first. I think it comes out last. It comes out after this, or maybe Toku Nation is just waiting to do the Kojishi Voyager in its own thing. Maybe I should sit on this video footage until sit on it for a couple more days and see what happens. Why don't those feet move for the transformation? Why are they so lazy? Why? Just why? They didn't need to be. know what to say at this point. Am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? It has one interesting gimmick. The rest of it is typical Bandai stupid. The thing. Well, the thing I was commenting about previously, where and I've said this in a number of videos over the years, where they start out with one transformation or one gimmick, and then it said it has lights and sound in it. I wonder if that punching motion, or not punching motion, but the attachment tower thingy, whatever they're going to call it. I wonder if I'm fairly certain the Orion Battler will not be able to read the Q-Tamas individually. So far as I can tell, in the entire Uchu Sentai KyuRanger series, I think that the Seiza Blaster is the only one that could actually uniquely identify any Q-Tama. That being said, I think the I think the and this is me wondering out loud. I still think, yes, there's going to be an LED in the right shoulder, because that's where the was it the Battle Orion ship, I think is what it's called, which is a stupid name. Or if it was just Orion ship. That attaches to the right side. That's a known or at least on Q-Reno, that's a known LED placement. There's not going to be one on the chest. Like I said, let's see if the flames are transparent. You'll have your answer. If they're painted, you'll also have your answer. It's too hard to tell at this point. Let's see, where's that one photo I thought was so stupid? I can't tell if the flames are transparent or not. It's too difficult to say from this one angle. So, but I'm wondering if when it's in Voyager mode, which is what the big carrier thing is, I wonder if there's going to be a light on the back, right underneath the crane thing, that's going to shine up into the Q-Tama before you insert it. I keep looking at those feet. I can't stop looking at them. It's just so. It's this. It's a hoof. It's a hoof. Look at their little hooves. Except they're not little. Uh, here it is again. It does some things that are interesting, but the amount of sacrifice it has to make to get to that point. There's zero transformation. The transformation is even worse than I thought it was previously. All you do is you stand it up, you attach the red arm. Done. I don't even think that the panel on the chest opens up to hide the face. I don't think it even gets that far. So maybe there's a panel that folds down away from the head. That's a possibility. I don't know. It's too early to say. Am I going to get it now that I've seen it? Well, we don't have the Ultrazord pictured, but I can make some speculation based off of this. Where's that one picture? There we go. It's the Orion Bazooka. I just realized I might have, the reason that I got the Kerberos Voyager might just have been nullified because of this thing. Not that I'm saying I'm getting it, but because when it's in Voyager mode, you can store these 3 Voyagers on it, which means my shelf saving idea kind of got thrown out the window. Although maybe I kind of intuitively got this because I knew that whatever they're going to come up with wasn't going to work. It's called a preconceived notion. It's called intuition. It's called I didn't know what I was thinking when I got the Kerberos Voyager, and I didn't know this was coming. Well, I knew it was coming, we just didn't have detail on it. Maybe the Kojishi will be the key that unlocks the whole thing. That's actually not unheard of. To have your giant carrier and then having a smaller mecha, one-off mecha that, well, not one-off, that's used to tie the whole thing together. That's not actually unheard of, because that's exactly what the Tricondor did in Hurricaneer. You could not form the Tenrai Senpujin. Is that right? Tenrai. Yeah, you could not form the Tenrai Senpujin, let alone the Revolver Tenrai Senpujin. You couldn't form those things without the Tricondor, which was a smaller mecha, which was independent of the Mammoth. Oh gosh, what was it called? Revolver Mammoth. I almost screwed up on it. I almost called it the Mighty Mammoth. I didn't call it that. What are you talking about? Um, so, yeah. So, my idea that the Voyagers are stored on the Orion Battler carrier mode, Orion Voyager, was not that far off just because of the preview, shrunk down picture that we'd seen. But this isn't quite what I had in mind. But it is more involved than my worst case scenario. I'll give it that. It is more involved. Well, we don't have the Koja sheet pictured again, so I guess they're saving it for maybe tomorrow. Maybe they're not going to come out in the same box. I know that, but they will be coming out around the same time. I think I'm going to sit on this footage for a day or two and see if the Koja sheet pops up. So it'll actually be early October when I release this footage. Ryan Bazooka, you couldn't have handles that, a thing that folds out and then all three mecha can hold it. Well, if they had hands, that'd be useful. Or maybe you could take the chest Qtama, pull it out, and then have something fold out that plugs into each of them. So you get this kind of Gundam Virtue thing where you're plugging your giant Hyper Bazooka Mega Launcher into the chest, and that's where your main power source comes from, rather than running the power source through the hands, which, I mean, anything to physically have them connect together, but no, they just, I don't see anything. And the KyuRanger doesn't exactly have functional hands, so, which then that didn't really bother me. If anything, the only functional hands that we got was on the Gigantoo, and considering you get those giant solar panel flaps on the back, and the terrible positioning of the shoulder joint and how stubby the arms are, and that the arms don't transform except for the wrist, which could easily have folded in the opposite. Well, it does fold in the opposite direction. I'm tired and I'm hungry. No, I can come up with things when I'm tired and hungry better than Bandai America can when it eats better and exercises better. Did I say Bandai America? I meant to say Plex. So the stupid idea that Bandai comes up with, and then the equally stupid plan that Plex comes up with. Ugh. It's too early to say. I feel like I'm getting blue balled. Alright, this is AV Unit 4A saying thanks for tuning in.